Yeah, bro. Ready to show force? Coming in. One side, eastern side, eastern side. Yeah. Navy SEAL JTAC. What is it, for those that don't know? It's an acronym, Joint Terminal Attack Controller. What does that entail? Well, Special Operations Units and forward units often have a specialist that deals with the coordination of fires from air to the ground. It can also be coordination of fires ground to ground, even sea to ground. So it's a complicated skill set. It's a qualification, a specialty qualification that I was sent to as a new guy. So that was an undertaking in itself because you're drinking out of a fire hose. You're still learning some basic advanced skills and also learning some command and control pieces, communications pieces, not to mention coordinating and rack and stacking aircraft. So let's talk about the school. Joint Terminal Attack Controller School was in Fallon, Nevada. Fallon, Nevada, up with the Top Gun wing that's up there. And it's an air wing, an air base up there, and it's out there, man. North, east of Reno. Not much out there, but there's this base. And the school itself is what it was my first school I was really sent to away from the command, and the autonomy was the first thing that I was shown. In the SEAL teams, you're given a lot of autonomy and a lot of responsibility right away. I mean, I was given my government credit card, rented it's a month-long school, put me in a hotel room. I'm in a Holiday Inn Express, off base, by myself. There was another guy up there with me, but we're at the school by ourselves individually. I have a rental car, and well, it's big boy rules. That's not to say we didn't have some fun. We definitely did. There was definitely some hungover days coming in, sitting in the classroom, and after being in Reno and the casinos and all that. But you better not leave that school having failed it, because let's just talk about it, man. It's $10,000 an hour just to fly 2 F-18s. So you drive out to this far range where they can actually drop live ordnance, and there's some small buildings and stuff, and you got to remember, there's a pilot up there flying at Mach God knows what, and he's writing on a tack board, and you're coordinating, you're giving GPS coordinates. There's a formal process. I won't go into that now. It's called a 9-line, but there's a formal legal process to actually get bomb dropping in. Most of it entails verification, correlation. Man, you're talking to the pilot. Are you seeing this? Correlate it with something else. You got to remember, how do you talk somebody on? He's looking through a sensor, or he's looking out, just peeking out the dome. It's challenging. It's very, very challenging, the importance of communication, right? And verifying, and the correlation cannot be understated. Serious things happen. Guys drop on their own coordinates. They read their own 10-digit grid, and what do you know? They're dropping a bomb on themselves, and more tragically, their teammates. So it's serious, and make no mistake that the serious nature of the qualification and the responsibility of it is not understated. It is stressful. You're out there at night, in the day, you're driving hours back and forth to the range. It's freezing. It was January up there, cold. You're doing target packages. There's some intel. You're also sitting in briefs with the pilots way late at night. You come back, it's 2 a.m. You got to be back up there at 6. It's powerful, but I'm really happy I did it, because, especially as a new guy, because as I graduated that school and moved on to the platoon, well, what do you know? You're with a command and control element a lot of times. So you're having to have this expedited understanding of battlefield geometry, trajectory of bombs, and more importantly, where all the blue forces are. Where are your guys, man? Where are your guys? So you're listening on that inner squad. Guys are telegraphing their movements of their fire teams, of the troops. Man, if you're doing a troop movement, the platoons, what's happening? They're in buildings. Oftentimes you have like one of those sports quarterback armbands, and you'll have communications, you'll have your 9-line stuff, maybe some target stuff. You'll also have different call signs, communication stations, and all these things on your, but also you'll have that battlefield map showing you buildings, what they're numbered, labeled, all this stuff, because you have to understand where units are, where units aren't, where enemy is. And so you have to have this moving, consistent, evolving, living organism of understanding of the battlefield. And that was hit once, again and again and again and again, hit every time, every battlefield, every time. Because that understanding of that blue force picture is the most important thing. It's the most important thing as a JTAC. Then the following thing is rack and stack and aircraft coordination. Coordinating the stack. Sometimes you could have 8 different types of planes in the stack. And you have to be understanding of who's dropping ordnance, dropping through where other aircraft are. Man, you can't be dropping bombs with helicopters on them at 500 feet. Dropping from 16,000. Right? You also have predators way up. I won't get into exact elevations here. I'm not sure what's sensitive and what's not. You got predators way high. They're shooting hellfires. You got helicopters on the ground, man. They're straight. You also have F-16, F-18s. You can have Warthogs, A-10s, and they're all at different elevations. You got to know all this, and not to mention on your air station, you have your inner squad, your air. You're listening to 2 different conversations. You're listening to all the pilots talk, and every time they check into your airspace, it's a silo, a cylinder that you're in control of as the JTAC. Your understanding of the stack. When they check into that cylinder, it's going to be very clear what ordnance each aircraft has, who they are, what call sign they have, where they are in the stack. You put them there. You can also delegate some of these things. So they have pilots, if they're in a 2-seater, they may have a JTAC that's in the air. So you can delegate some of that authority, some of that rack and stack authority. You say, hey, you take the stack, I'll take the call on final. It's kind of how that works. But ideally, you want to take full responsibility of the stack so you have full awareness. And there's this funny saying, they go, some JTAC's cup spills over faster than others. There's a lot of information, and it can just, you get on the mic, man, and it's just so much information that you just brain fart and can't even communicate because it's overwhelming. You get better and better. There's definitely some talented JTACs out there. I was middle of the road, nothing to write home about, but I'm proud to have done it. It's an amazing qualification. You get to, and also there's the fun times, man. You get to go out with the pilots, man. They got back in the day, that great culture, man. They go hard in the paint. Their clubhouses are cool. Their squadron spaces are really cool. It was a unique time. Not to mention we're traveling a lot as a JTAC because you got to maintain this qualification. You have to drop so much live ordnance at night, in the day, yada, 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 for all your qualifications to remain current. So you're traveling a lot, all these different places. I got to go to Hawaii. That picture on the thumbnail, that's me in Hawaii, man. And it's like a lava field, man. And it was an amazing time. Met some amazing guys, got some good experience, and it was a qualification that I'm very blessed to have gotten, because it opened my perspective on a lot of different capacities, and it allowed me to meet a lot of different types of people, a lot of different communities in the military sphere. Pilots are great. Pilots go hard. They're that tip of the spear, also getting after it, not to mention all the ordnance guys, and it's a cool culture, man. Fun times, good times, stressful times. A lot of times staying up late doing target packages. A lot of times, in Iraq and things. That was a lot of, but we also have Air Force guys that are sometimes better at it. That's their specialty. So I would lean on them and learn a lot about developing target packages and calling in air, calling it on final. It's a very cool, if anybody's watching this who gets the opportunity to go into that qual or they're interested in it, maybe that's why they're here. Do it, man. You won't regret it. There's some bad stuff. Sometimes you're not the first one kicking in the door. You're kind of working with some of the head shed, and that could have its own piece. But have fun with it, man. Whatever you do, man, be great at it. Embrace it. Embrace your responsibility, man. Get there early. Stay up late. Chase that excellence. Be smart. Out here.